Hello, hello, hello. I want y'all to know when y'all are listening to the intro, I'm back here getting it. I need to get a fan so I can learn the boots on the ground line dance. That's just like taking over Black culture. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Welcome back to What She Said. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How was y'all's day? Mine was great, filled with a lot of news as it pertains to my faves, the Colorado Buffalo. When you see me with the jersey, the hat, the jacket, is going down. It's going down. Hey, D. Johnson, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, so who's that? Bump Sticks? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. W Stream, thank you. Thank you. Bumpty, that's right. Okay, all right. All right, y'all. So as you can see, we're gonna just dive right in. Colorado hired Byron Leftwich. Now, we were talking about this yesterday or day before when I said that, people were speculating if we were hiring, I think it was Ed Reed or Terrell Owens. And I said I didn't think it was either of them. And one of the What She Said members, supporters actually said, no, it can't be Ed Reed because he's coaching at a high school in Georgia, which is Chamblee High School, where his son plays. I think he said his son might be a senior in high school there. So he didn't see Ed Reed leaving there. We're like, okay, yeah. And I hadn't seen much of Terrell around the team, but I did learn that Terrell Owens was hired late last year by Smack Entertainment. That's the representation arm for branding of the same company that actually produces Coach Prime's documentary, Coach Prime season 1, 2, 3, or 2 and 3, right? So they represent Travis on the branding side. They helped him get his deal with Adidas, etc., Shador's NIL, a few other players, as well as Shiloh, and they represent Coach Prime. So I saw a post from Smack late last year that they hired Terrell Owens on the representation side. So I didn't think it was him either, right? But Byron Leftwich, I didn't know. Come to find out, yesterday, when there was that little dust up on the field, we're going to talk about it because I thought it was something else going on. Somebody posted in the comments under Well-Off Media, they said, so we just going to act like we don't see Byron Leftwich out there? I don't know what he looked like. So I really couldn't say definitively that was him or not, but it was. He's been hired by Colorado, not as an OC. That's what his capacity was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last, and but as a QB coach. So congratulations to Byron Leftwich. His name has been floated around since Coach Prime has been at Colorado. And I don't know why. I thought he was coaching at UCLA or another college like that. But fans have long since floated his name around as someone who would join Coach Prime's staff. And if I'm not mistaken, before Pat Schumer joined, I do believe that his name was floated around as OC. But it looks like Pat Schumer's the offensive coordinator, as we know, and then Byron Leftwich would be the QB coach. And I think Byron Leftwich was actually a quarterback himself. That's the position he played. So yeah, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. But I'm like, who do we have for a QB coach last year? So I don't know if it's some changing going on, or we just adding additional focus coaching for the quarterback. So congratulations. I'm happy to see it. Of course, I want to get y'all's thoughts about it. It's still a little early. We're going to give people some time to, go ahead and get on in the chat and start the conversation. It only takes about 10, 15 minutes after we start for people to get in the groove. So, let me know your thoughts. Let me type that in the chat. Let me know your thoughts on the hire. So D Johnson, you said great hire at Colorado. Okay, so since you're here, I'm going to ask you, what makes you believe that it's a great hire? Like, what makes you say that? Leftwich, a great hire at Colorado. Can you expand on that for me? So, essentially that's what I want to get from people. I'm going to go ahead and put some music on. I'm going to go ahead and slow it down. Let everybody join us. I see 6 of you back there. Hit the like button for me, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And let me get some music going. Maybe D Johnson can tell me why Leftwich is such a great hire. I know he has been floated around, like I said, since I know the end of year one, as the OC. So, and I think it says a lot that Coach Prime is still hiring, especially at a time when his contract seems to still be languishing out there. So I think that that's good. It shows that, he's committed to still making moves at Colorado, despite the fact that, his contract hadn't been signed. And like I said, if this is not a marketing stunt, then, I can't explain it. So, it is what it is. So, let's see. All right. Let me know if y'all can hear. All right. Okay. Let's see if we got a response. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Said his experience. Now, okay. So let's a little looking into Byron Leftwich. Of course, I knew his name from the NFL, but I wasn't sure on where. Like I said, I thought he was after Tampa Bay, maybe took a year off, and I thought he became a coach in college, but I could be wrong. But let me tell you what people were saying. The reason why I used the image of him at Tampa Bay with Tom Brady is because this ties into our conversation from yesterday. 400 Circle Media, thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is going to help me get to an event where I can live stream from. So I'm planning on going on location this weekend, possibly Alabama, to live stream. So it's a pop-up, so y'all not going to know when I'm there. But I'm going to go live from this location. I've already kind of talked about this, so if you've been paying attention, you kind of know, but it seems to be taking place in Alabama. So all of the donations y'all made this week will be so I can get to Alabama, live stream, etc. It's a 2-day event. So thank you, 400 Circle Media. It will be used to bring back some good content for the live stream that I have this weekend. All right, thank you. So y'all make sure your notifications are on. Make sure your notifications are on. I appreciate it. Anybody want to match the donation? It'll be used for this weekend to go and live stream on location for a sports event this weekend. I'm keeping it hush hush. It's a 2-day event. So I know y'all will enjoy the content. So if you feel like matching the contribution from 400 Circle Media, the more the merrier. All right. Thank you, 400 Circle Media. I appreciate you. Okay, so Byron Leftwich coached at Tampa Bay, right? And obviously, as you can see, he was also the head coach for who? Tom Brady, right? So, I went back to the time right before he was fired, and I was looking at comments around the time he was fired, just trying to get a handle on the consensus of how people felt about him being fired. Was it justified? Was there another issue at Bay? And what popped up? The freaking O-line. So there were people in the comments essentially saying that, this is that they went, I guess they went to the Super Bowl. Then the next year they didn't And then this particular year, and it seems to be also the same year that people were saying Tom Brady was not necessarily struggling on the field, but dealing with his marriage off the field, that we just so happened to talk about yesterday. Remember, we talked about yesterday how, the way his marriage ended due to divorce, that, allegedly his wife at the time was cheating with his jiu-jitsu instructor and had this man's baby. And I said, even the great Tom Brady, had to miss 11 days. And I say that in response to what was going on with Travis Hunter and why I feel like he needs to pump the brakes on his impending marriage. So, if Tom Brady, who's considered the GOAT, has 6 or 7 Super Bowl rings, can endure this type of thing, these young men out here need to slow down on coming into the league as a rookie and getting married. They need to, get a prenup even. My thing is, don't get married your rookie year. I don't care if you propose, but do not get married your rookie year. If you single, cool. But if you've been in a relationship with the girl since high school and you like, I don't want to lose her, cool. Put a ring on her finger. That's what you got to do. Do not get married your rookie year. How about you wait till midway through your second season after you took the training wheels off, and even after you get set a date to get married. When you set the date, you need a prenup the same date. I want to get married on May 24th, 2026. Cool. Let me call my lawyer so we can get a prenup. This is not a question you need to ask the person. If they don't want to sign it, then you know what? You might need to think, because understand that the divorce rate in the NFL is 75%, and that's on a good day. So you need to slow down, first of all. Don't get married midway through until you get to that second year. And then when you make sure, that you set that date, you make sure you got your lawyer on speed dial, because you need a prenup to protect you in the event that y'all become the statistic with the 75%. And understand that when the marriage is over, the divorce rate is higher. See, when you get married, you need time to focus on your spouse and what y'all are building together. You don't need to be doing all of that while you're trying to get a handle on what you expect to be your career past year 3 and 4 and 5. So focus, and then get married, and make sure you protect yourself. Don't get nowhere near out. Don't even book a church until you have an ironclad prenup in a state that doesn't just toss prenups out when you sneeze. Okay? All right. So it said that, thank you so much. Okay, so you heard me say I'm going to this event. Okay, thank you, 400 Circle Media. I appreciate you. Hey, Kiel, how you doing? No IG girls. And yesterday we talked about these rapper baby mamas that's moving on to athletes, and I saw another rapper in the news today. Fetty Wap went rogue, and he only had $2 million. They asked Drea. She was so excited after Jalen signed his contract with Houston, his extension. I think it was like $105 million, and they asked her about it. She said, "Oh my God, I'm so excited. That is long money." Okay, that's kind of women y'all attracted. People who talk like strippers. That's what y'all attracted. So essentially, Tom Brady was going through it himself, and afterwards, Byron Leftwich got fired. Tom Brady divorce went up in smoke. And this is what people were saying as Tom Brady was being blamed. Not Tom Brady, but Byron Leftwich was being blamed for everything. It said, how did Byron Leftwich become the best when the Bucs went to the Super Bowl or won the Super Bowl? He was good as hell the following year when the Bucs fell short. And now he's the worst. So in other words, how did he go from being the best when they won, when they didn't do as well, he was just good, and now all of a sudden he's the absolute worst offensive coordinator? It said it wasn't him on the field. The O-line was playing like trash. Number 67 kept getting beat. Deja vu. Defense kept losing 3rd and long when it mattered the most. Tom was hitting his targets. Like, stop trying to blame it all on one person all of the time. It's a team effort. And against the Steelers, the whole team played like horse pucky. So it's like, shh, you know. So I actually captured that comment because I feel like it was fair. It's not just one person. They did just go to the Super Bowl. Okay, so they fell short. Yes, Tom Brady was hitting his targets. And once again, the O-line is the problem. You know, and again, it's not saying that the O-line had them to lose, you know, everything. Because you're not going to fire the entire O-line, right? And we don't even know if after this season they made changes to the O-line. But the O-line always does seem to be the culprit a lot. So it seems that to me, he got the short end of the stick. And what I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I know, Kiel, I know you know about Byron Leftwich careers, at least I'm expecting you to do. D. Johnson already filled us in and told us, you know, that his experience is what makes him a good hire at CU. So now I want to hear from some more of you. What makes, don't just say his experience, but like, what do you believe his impact will be at CU? If he's the quarterback coach, what are we expecting to happen? What are we expecting? What is Coach Prime expecting to get out of the hiring of Byron Leftwich? What can he do for CU as a QB coach? Somebody let me know in the chat. Okay. And I did say, I know y'all see donations on here for 400 Circle Media. He heard me say that this weekend I'm going live from a sporting event. I'm not telling y'all what it is, but I'm going live. Hopefully it's not raining. And I'm traveling to here. So if y'all are feeling generous, $1, $2, $3, $4, $10, $15, $20, depending on what your pockets can do right now. I realize we might be sliding into a recession, so I'm not, you know, asking for $1 million. But keep in mind, I'm traveling to get us some good content that I know y'all gonna love. So feel free to either match 400 Circle Media contribution or offset it or do whatever, because I'm traveling this weekend to get us some excellent content, and I'm very excited about it. All right, so keep in mind, it says you are correct. A prenup. What if the wife wants more money than the NFL player, earns more money than the NFL? I think he should. Okay, here's the thing. All right. So let's take Coach Prime. Okay, Coach Prime has wealth, and the young lady he was seeing has wealth, right? They both, there should be a prenup. I think Beyonce and Jay-Z is reported to have a prenup. Why? You're supposed to protect your assets that you had when you came to the marriage. So, okay, let's say Shador's NIL is $6 million. Let's just say he got 4.5 sitting in the bank, okay? And when he gets drafted, because we don't expect him to be getting married, we know that contract he signs technically is the money he earns before he gets married. However, the distribution of that money comes while the marriage is happening. So Shador's in a pretty good position because when he goes to the NFL, he gets his signing bonus, the money he had from Colorado that he makes from Gatorade and his other endorsements, AT&T, this, that, and the other. That's his money. But see, if you're getting married to somebody that's been around for a minute, who been with you every waking moment of the day, including when you go to the barbershop, when you get married, hell, 2 weeks after the wedding, you know, and like Tennessee, let's just, for instance, Tennessee, you don't have to be married any amount of time to get a divorce and get half. Georgia, you got to be married for a minute. See, Georgia is a little bit more, how should I say, protective of the person that's getting married. Tennessee is not, and that's why everybody has cautioned Travis. You can Google it yourself. You don't even have to be married 2 weeks. So to avoid being scammed, and what these young men need to consider, and Tom Brady too, you know, was he scammed? You know, was he scammed? Was it a situation where it was love at first sight? We got married. Maybe they had a kid together. I don't know. And then she felt like, even though he was a football player and Tom Brady, when they met, it seems like to me she got a little, I'm ready for you to stop doing this. Now, see, that's just wrong, right? Because when I met you, I was Tom Brady. So how you gonna expect me to retire if that's not what I want to do? You get what I'm saying? So I wondered if, like, the get back, getting her lick back because he unretired and went back to work, was cheating with his jiu-jitsu instructor, and the baby just came as a result of it. Because, I mean, that's evil. It's evil. But anything pertaining to it, accidental is still evil. But it seems like it was a yank your chain. Fine, if you don't do what I want to do, this what I want to do. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. And that's what these guys need to protect themselves against. Let me tell you something. Look at Xavier Worthy. He could have went up the aisle had he not got a camera. I don't even know if they had a date. I heard about the fairy tale romance. I read it. I didn't hear it. I read it. I loved it. It was a whole romantic comedy. They, at the valet stand. It's like a movie called The Best Man. They at the valet stand and they bring his luxury whip around. She waiting on hers. He sees she looking nice at this fancy place that he can afford. Then they bring her whip around and then they meet eyes and they like, oh my God, he got his own. She got her own. Cinderella. Okay, something like that. It's just not Cinderella, but love at first sight. And I get it. You want somebody that you feel like, is not going to take your money. And that's usually like the first thing that these guys think about. Oh, I need to protect my money. I need to protect my money. So, and if this is how they think to protect their money. Let me get somebody that got some money. Okay, Chad Ochocinco, story today. That's not how you do it. You need a prenup. And stop giving so much access to your bank account, your house. You don't have to live with the person. You don't have to live with the person. You don't even have to ask the person to marry them if y'all been together for 3 years. If they tell you, we've been together for 3 years and they know you're going to the NFL and I expect a ring, okay, they're clocking you. They clocking you. And if you married for less than a year or just a year or a year or two so they don't look like the villain, don't be surprised if when you off the camp, I'm tired of being here by myself. The same story with Tom Brady. Don't be surprised if you the next Tom Brady. Don't be surprised if, like Tom Brady, you leave camp to go deal with your personal affairs, but instead of calling to your house and say, hey, I'm going to come back home so we can talk about this. I need to take some time off from work. And you don't want to do that your rookie year. Because if you don't perform well in year 2, 3, and 4, you will not be getting an extension. Especially if they already looking at you going, is this going to be a problem? Because they are. Cam Newton talked about it. So, my thing is slow down. And if this the only person you think you could get, you definitely don't need to get married. Because you're going to find out the hard way that somebody else wants you to. And then you're going to be like, damn, I guess I am attractive. It wasn't her. She wasn't the only one that liked me. And then you're going to start to realize when you start meeting different people, when you're out and about and you're traveling these different cities, hell, you might run into one of them reporters and she's like, oh, how you doing today? And you're like, damn, she talking to me. She must think I'm attractive. Yeah. See, you were made to believe you couldn't get nobody else. And now when somebody else wants you, after you done jumped the broom, you're like, shit, I shouldn't have got married. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to be feeling yourself because another baddie like you. You're going to be like, yeah, another baddie like me. And you're going to cheat. It's not going to look like cheating. But to her, it's going to be cheating because you're not going to answer your phone. The baddie might want to go out to dinner. And you're going to be like, yeah, it's cool. Some of the other teammates there. All the while, you want her attention. That's emotional. That's getting you caught up and it's setting you up for the okie doke. You might have not even told her, oh, yeah, I just got married. You might have left your ring in the room. Oh, yeah, I'm just out with the guys. I got to put it back on after practice. She can't see the tan line. So she thinking you single. Until she Google you. And then that's when she want to get her get back because you playing her. So when y'all out and about, girl, get that photo. And guess what? Now you're in trouble. Stay single. Stay single. It's too much going on in the NFL that you need to explore and get used to. You're going to have training wheels on for year 1. Stay single till you take the training wheels off. And then when you take the training wheels off, make sure when you take that second training wheel off, you got a prenup and buy some condoms. All right. So back to Byron Leftwich being hired at Colorado. I don't know how this happens, but it does. So Byron Leftwich, yay, congratulations, QB coach at Colorado. I did ask the question, what are we expecting to get out of Byron Leftwich's service at Colorado? So let me check the comments and see what it says. All right. Oh, thank you. Who is this? Is that site? I can't see. Let's see. Hold on one second. Oh, Sweet Caroline, thank you so much. Yes, I'm going on location this weekend. I'm taking my tripod. I'm taking my handheld. Look, I have all of these devices. Taking my handheld, my tripod, my microphone, and I'm going to be set up. And I'm probably going to take pictures on the way, but I ain't going to tell y'all where I'm going. So it's an event. It's a sporting event. And I'm going live from there. So people are contributing so that, thanking me for going to get this content and, getting it done. All right. So this was what takes the podcast to the next level. Now, yes, we have memberships. We already have 6 members. You're probably going to see them when you're in the comments. If you come all the time, you might as well just become a member as well. I send out private live streams. Sometimes it can be 2 a.m. If it's breaking news, I don't mind throwing on my bonnet and my glasses and be like, hey, guess what? To make sure that my members know before the sun come up or whenever they click on the notification that they already know what's going on. Oh yeah, what she said, we already talked about that. Yep, that's how it goes. So I want to thank you again, 400 Circle Media. I appreciate it. I thank you. And then thank you, Sweet Caroline. You hanging out with us all the time too. So I appreciate it. So this is exciting. This is how I level up on the podcast. Somebody was actually telling me, they said, I think you might need to apply at one of these news stations to do their sports. I was like, I never really thought about that. You never know. I mean, I like being independent. I like it. I have more flexibility. If I work for a news station, they're going to want to send me XYZ. But if I'm what she said, independent, then I can go myself, like this weekend. So thank you for the contributions. No, it is going to furthering this podcast and getting us some excellent content live on location. All right. So thank y'all so much. Thank you. D Johnson, thank you. D Johnson said, Byron Leftwich is known for having a very high football IQ and having a strong quarterback arm with connection. Oh, okay. So he was the QB. That's confirmed. I said I was looking it up. I saw at one place. I didn't have time to double back and go, let me look at another source to see if that's the case. So he was a quarterback. He's actually good, has high football IQ. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you, D Johnson. Okay, Sweet Caroline said she is securing her bag. What she said, she got it. Thank you. So yeah, I'm excited about going live on location. I went live on location before, but it was just like outside. But this is like taking it to the next level. So y'all saw me practicing. Remember when I was in New Orleans for Mardi Gras? And I knew I was taking my tripod, but I didn't know what I was going to do. Because I was like, I know y'all probably don't understand this. I'm a tad bit shy. Being behind this camera, it's like, you just turn it on. But I'm a tad bit shy. So I didn't realize that I would actually start interviewing people at Mardi Gras. But then I remembered when I was in New Orleans, was it for New Year's Eve? I was interviewing people for New Year's Eve. So I'm kind of getting used to it. I expect that to happen this weekend as well. I just kind of got to get myself there and kind of see how everything is set up. Like I said, it's a 2-day event. So thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Girlfriends don't get the bag. Oh, you talking about, honestly, girl, here's the thing. Let's talk about that. It's true. Girlfriends don't get the bag. That's why a lot of these guys, that the athletes, that's why they stay single and they have baby mamas. Because what they think they're doing is protecting their bag. So like Cam Newton said, right? He has 8 children, like that, something with 5 different women, right? And he said that, he can't provide for them like he used to because he doesn't play for the NFL. And I said, what's crazy? If he would have had 8 children with one woman, all that child support he would have paid, if he was married and committed and a father, and a husband and having life insurance in case something happens and his kids will be provided for. Because that's how some people get to the next level. I know y'all don't know that, but it is true. Life insurance. To be honest, he would have came out much better. But these guys think, oh, I'm not giving her half. But then they turn around like Anthony Edwards and drop off a kid at this home, create a broken home over here, create a broken home over here. And they're like, well, and they're not stopping to think. They're not stopping to think. Well, I'm paying, I think they said the one girl got what? 1.5 million in child support a year? In Georgia, it's 20%. In California, it's 25%. So the girls are securing the bag because instead of the guys thinking, I'm going to protect my assets and not get married, they're thinking, oh, I'm going to just have a baby mama or 2 or 3 or 4. I'm like, at some point, you worse off with all these baby mamas and broken homes than you are being married. But they don't see it like that. And I think they feel like, oh, I have my freedom too. If I just have a baby mama, she just take care of the kid. I pay her. I can go see this girl. Or I can move around and do this. So I can do that. I don't have to answer to anybody. But then they look up and they either sharing a baby mama with a teammate or a rival teammate, or they have 3, 4, 5 kids. And it's just crazy. I don't understand it. I'm like, if you really cared about your finances, you would have bought probably a box of condoms. I mean, having kids is expensive. And 20% of this amount, 20% of 285 million. Now that's the overall contract. And maybe the state is like, well, if you make 285 million, this woman's gonna get 20%, and then we're gonna deduct that 25% from the overall 285. Then the second mama gets 20%, but it's of a lesser amount. The third baby mama gets 20%, but it's of the difference. And then the fourth baby mama is, I'm not saying she getting scraps, but the fourth kid, if child support is filed on one person in the same state, it's less and less and less. I worked at a bank in college. This woman came with 2 child support checks. I think the first one was $200 and the second one was $1.67. That's how I learned. That's how that works. I might have asked her, but I think the check said child support. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. And she had 2 kids in the car. That's how it goes. Everybody don't get 20% of the total amount. And if these guys, and some of them might know this, and that's why they don't care. Because the 5th one and the 6th one is not getting 285 of the amount. They getting the difference that's left over. You'd be surprised how people think. But it absolutely makes no sense. So yeah, that's what, and to me, the young girls, you know what I think these girls are doing now? First of all, we see the rapper baby mamas coming over. Because like I said, in the news today, Fetty Wap went broke. Rappers don't have loan money like that. Drea talked about how she was excited that Jalen signed his $105 million contract because that's loan money. And that's why they see what's going on with Drea. They see, and they like, you know what? Shoot, if Drea can get this dude and he in my DMs or his teammate in my DMs, then I'm going to slide with him. That's how it goes. That's what they're doing. They moving away from the rappers because they don't have the money on to the athletes, but the athletes are not protecting themselves. And I don't, and Anthony Edwards is proof. You would think he would get a vasectomy at this point. I mean, if you upset with this woman because she had the kid and you didn't want her to have a kid and you didn't protect yourself, your first phone call need to be to a urologist and you need a vasectomy. And then some people don't even want to do that. They feel like, oh, it's superstitious or it's going to affect my manhood. I'm like, being broke going to affect your manhood too, because eventually you're going to go broke. You keep moving like this, you're going to be broke. And this is child support for 18 years. So, so yeah, that's what they're doing. They trying to secure the bag and pushing to be a wife. When you having your issues in public shows, and I'm gonna be honest with you, pushing to be a wife, number one. When you've been around all this time, not just in the relationship, but hawking his every move. You know why that's happening, right? So I can go to, when I file for divorce, for one, because I handle all the money and I probably push for that. It's the first question they ask you when you call a divorce lawyer, when you sit down, you know what they're gonna ask? So how much money y'all have? She gonna know. She gonna know. So to me, it's already set up. It's a matter of time. Coming off the internet and nobody talking about the truth. Let me tell you what it's doing. It's like a pot that's simmering and the lid is just shaking off a little bit. And that's what staying off the internet does. Meaning it's something still going on. But because you decide to come off the internet, the pot just gonna simmer until you get to the wedding. And then after you married, it's gonna poof. It's gonna be like if you put a muffin in a microwave and it just poof after a certain amount of time. That's what it is. But I'm sure there's people out there that try to teach these guys, but they don't listen. And unfortunately, it seems like, some of the younger ones, they not listening either. And it's just nothing you can do. It's just nothing you can do. But that's what they doing, securing the bag. So, yep, you're right, Caroline. DJ said, players take it slow. Make sure you can handle the NFL lifestyle. Like people really, I remember when Jada Daniels' mom said he not heavy into dating. I mean, he probably dating, but he not committed to nobody. He not living, shacking up with nobody. Because that comes with, if you live with a person and they don't want your time, you need to wonder where they spending theirs at when you at work. Because when you're in a relationship, people generally want your time. I want to go out of town. I want to do this. I want to do that. You can't do all of that. And when they get mad that you play football and you got to send them to Mexico during the season instead of them being at your game because it's football season, why would you marry somebody like that? That means you got to put them even before your career. And that's what people are starting to notice about you. So don't be surprised if it affects your career. So, hey, chat. What she said, hey, Queen T, how you doing? Hey, Sharitha, how you doing? Thank you, 400 Circle Media. I appreciate you for help welcoming everybody. I truly appreciate it. Sweet Carolina say, you have a great sportscast voice. Yes, they stay independent. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I shall. Do you hear Deshaun Watson got engaged? No, but it's about time. I knew that was coming. That young lady, I know she wasn't going nowhere. When I saw she stayed around doing everything, I was like, she not going nowhere. And I'm not surprised. And I remember when they were somewhere. They seem equally yoked. They just do. They seem like they friends. You know what I'm saying? So my heart kind of ached for her a little bit when everything came out because, they've been together. But, they let some time go by and they got past it and she stayed with him. She might have went home or something. But I'm not surprised. I like them together. I always have. They just seem like the same type of person to me. So I felt like she kind of got blindsided. But, she's one of those, she does her own thing. She's independent. She has sponsors, endorsers. She's not an IG chick. She actually is an entrepreneur, come from a solid family. So, I wished him well. And I noticed that he posted, I got a notification because I guess I was still following him, probably from when he was with the Texans. And he said, I know I'm not on here all the time. And that was all I saw. I didn't look at it. So congratulations to Deshaun Watson and Jilly. Been together for a minute. Prime example, sometimes. It's a prime example of what marriage can be like. You dating this guy, he sweeping you off your feet. Y'all get together. You got toothbrush at his house. You doing everything you want to do. You living this fairy tale life, and bam, he on the news because 22 women suing him for something. You like, who the hell is this? To me, it said, there's a stranger in my house I'm in a stranger's house because I think it was his house. And you take your toothbrush and you go home and then you have to ask yourself, okay, so what do I do? I can't be with this man because this kind of embarrassing, and what kind of person is he? But then you stay. It's hard to walk away from that lush life. It is. It's hard to walk away. Even because here's the thing, you might have money, but you don't have that kind of money. And it's hard to walk away from that. And what you tell yourself and then what people tell you is, girl, you could leave him and get with this dude over here and he do the same thing. So maybe you go to Bible study and you learn about forgiveness, and you forgive the person and you start over again. Not saying you have to trust right away, but the time from when this incident occurred with Deshaun to now has been considerable amount of time that they've probably been taking it slow, trying it again, maybe having a second chance relationship, and maybe it's working out. I wish her the best. I wish him the best. His mom, his mom was very instrumental in his life. When everything came out, his mom was the first person I thought about. I was like, I know his mom is sick, because she's very instrumental in his life. And when we see that, typically we don't expect to hear what we heard about with Deshaun Watson. The mom is instrumental, beautiful, successful girlfriend, seem like they best friends, and then this secret life comes out. Because that's what it was. When it's 22 women, it's a secret life. You living in a manner that other people don't know about. So congratulations to them. She stuck it out, and I'm sure it's going to be a nice, fantabulous wedding. Who is it? Cleveland owes Deshaun Watson $45 million this year, and I think 40 million next year. So congratulations to them. Who we can't tell. What you can't tell, 400 Circle Media? It said, and did you see Jalen Milroe met with the Steelers? Yes. I posted about Jalen Milroe earlier. I watched his pro day. I didn't see anything wrong with Jalen Milroe, but I'm going to just say this. I told y'all there's a QB development camp. As soon as the draft is over, like the first week, the QBs have to report. I think that's what it is. And then the rookies go to minicamp. And I'm sure they have some good QB coaches. But in my honest opinion, in a controlled setting, I don't know what you're looking for because it's a controlled setting. It's when you on the run, your O-line is weak, you don't have one, or, stuff like that. That's when you looking to see who the person is. But I still say, I feel like I wish he would have retained the services of the guy that's the QB coach for Shador and Cam Ward. And I don't know why that guy's not on anybody NFL staff. It's not a fluke that he has two number 1 and number 2 QBs in the draft. And Jalen Milroe is the number 3 QB in the draft. Make no mistake about it. He ran a 4.37 today. He ran officially a 4.4 and a 4.5. I think Jimmy Horn Jr. ran a 4.4. So I think I heard it said that one time they wanted him to switch to wide receiver, but obviously he wasn't going to do that. That young man he made some money today. I bet $10 he goes in the first round, maybe to the Saints or the Steelers. Vegas is also in the conversation. Not that Vegas put themselves in the conversation, but the media, after seeing his performance at Pro Day and running a 4.37. See, you're not going to degrade a QB that runs a 4.37. Unofficially, officially. If you run a 4.4 officially, I'm not going to ignore that you can run a 4.37. And let's be honest, in play, you don't need 4.37 speed on every play. He might probably get up to a 4.4 or 4.5 trying to, get a first down or running it in himself. He's more like Lamar Jackson than anybody else. So I expect him to be successful. And notice when they dropped Lamar Jackson, they dropped him. He still was in the first round. So I could see the Steelers at 21 or the Saints. The media thinks the Raiders. I don't think so. I think it's Shador. But I am going to probably maybe do a video talking about the two of them. Somebody actually thinks that another team the Giants should draft him in the third. They said third. They must be with the third pick. But they trying to get Jackson Dart up there. So the top 3 QBs, I've said this before. I know y'all heard me say it. Shador Sanders, Cam Ward. You could choose number 1 and number 2, but Jalen Milroe. Those are the top 3 QBs in this draft. And Jalen Milroe showed you why you can't leave him to the second round, or why he's not going to be there for the second round. He's going to be a first round QB. So Saints. Oh, don't forget about Philadelphia. Remember, we talked about that. We talked about the possibility of Jalen Milroe being drafted by Philadelphia because why? They sent their QB2 to the Browns. And we talked about that Alabama connection, the same agent connection. Philadelphia. I'm probably going to drop a poll. Let me know what team you think in the chat. Drop the name of the team you think will be good for Jalen Milroe. So if you say Philadelphia, just put JR and Philadelphia, or New Orleans, JR and New Orleans, just so I can know when I see a city what we're talking about. Okay, thank you for that. So yes, Queen T, I am thrilled. Young man proved himself. I've been saying all along that this guy is a good QB. I don't know if y'all know Damon. That's always in our comments too. He's a supporter. Damon said it. This kid has an arm on him. And remember, I was talking about Milroe being scapegoated, right? So I did a video today. Check out the shorts for what she said, or you can check out IG, or you can join the conversation on Threads. The video is posted on all three. He ran a 4.37 unofficially, but hey, it still counts. He did it. 4.3 to 4.4. Come on now. You can't knock him for that. So yeah, it said, this is why these need to understand to protect yourself and your finances, right? Darlene, and when you protect yourself and your finances, that includes wearing protection, because having children is expensive. And, you know, I still have that video in my phone that, because I haven't looked at the whole thing, where this young lady is actually saying on video that she had been with like 61 guys. And women know that these NBA players don't like to protect themselves when it comes to intimate relations. This is a known fact. So the women plot, and I said it. I said, when these guys think they doing something by asking these women sliding in their DMs, saying when I can see you, baby, there's an app out there that tell you when you can get pregnant. So I'm gonna pick one of them dates. Probably the one in the middle to make sure. That's how I go. So it's crazy how people know that you are walking lit, but either you don't care that you're being taken advantage of, or you're so arrogant you just don't believe it. Fellas, let me know which one it is, because I don't get it. I don't get it. So yeah, they need to protect themselves. Let's see, who is this? I'm quite sure these athletes have been told they don't want to listen. They better take notes from Xavier Worthy. He was smart to hire a private investigator. They should stop being superficial. Right. I know somebody else who need to hire one, because people are starting to say that little fella whose name she had tattooed on her finger, who I thought lived here in Atlanta, which is only an hour from Chattanooga, lives in Tennessee. So I don't know. But that's a good move to make. Hey, Gracie. It said the QBs and wide receivers pro day is tomorrow, I believe. Nope, you're right. So let's switch over. Since we talked about Byron Leftwich, welcome to see you. So for pro day, I watched the pro day today. Let me tell you who I saw. Today I saw Chidozie, Shane Coates, BJ Green. Okay. BJ Green's time was fast. But I think he stepped over the cone and stepping around the cone. But I don't think they took that away from him. But he's fast. He's more slimmer fit. Not that he's slim, but like, you know, some guys are like, you know, more husky. I think they like him because he's fast and he's agile. And they said he had one of the fastest time for the cones. And BJ Green was tied for second in the Big 12, I think, for like tackles or sacks. So he had some type of accolade. And then Chidozie. So Chidozie was good. He did it twice, because the first time he did it on the run around the cones, the 3 cones, he accidentally went too far over the line. So they stopped it and did it again. And it was a guy from Tampa Bay, one of the scouts, that was actually doing the timing. And then he did it again. And he wrote down something about Chidozie afterwards, but that was it. And they say the guys that you see writing down, either they type it into a tablet immediately, or they write the notes down and they take it back to the hotel. And that's what they do when they finish the pro day. And then, so that was BJ Green, Shane Coates, and Chidozie. So Shane Coates was good. He was good. He was good. I think Chidozie is Big 12 honorable mention for his position. Well, they all the same position. So 2 of the 3 buffs on defense today had accolades when they mentioned their name. So that was defense. Now then I watched offense, right? So like offensive lineman. I was looking for Justin Mayers, but I didn't see him. But maybe he just wasn't in the group that I was watching. So if anybody saw Justin Mayers, comment in the chat. How do you think he did? I'm sure he probably did good. I like the drills that they did for that they actually did for Pro Day, where they had like the Dallas Cowboy, like the big blue things, and you stand there and you're the person and you're supposed to do like this, I guess, when they say something, to see your reaction time. TCU had 15 players at Pro Day today, this week or whatever. I think it's this week overall. So it was good for the Big 12 to do that. Now, I kept looking for Colorado's Pro Day, which is in April on the 4th, but I didn't see it listed on the overall NFL Pro Day schedule. But I noticed 3 things. I noticed Alabama State has a Pro Day, which I was shocked. And I know it said Alabama A&M. It said when it came to Alabama universities, Alabama and Alabama A&M both had Pro Days. I was like, is this correct? Because, the HBCU had its own combine. So I like it. And then I was looking for Cam Ward. So I didn't see his Pro Day. And I don't even know if he participated in Pro Day. So I don't know. And I noticed not every school had a Pro Day. So I don't know how this works. I like the fact that we had a combined Big 12 down in Dallas. That was good. So tomorrow is quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers. I don't know if the kickers have a Pro Day, but I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's tomorrow because I think it is on the 21st and tomorrow's the 20th. So I don't know if is anybody, like, where was Cameron Silma-Craig? I didn't see him. Did anybody see Cameron Silma-Craig at Pro Day? Or is he just waiting for CU? And what about, is Shador going to be there? I'm thinking no. And what about Travis? So I don't know who's representing Colorado tomorrow in terms of, like, maybe Will Shepherd. Is LaJohntay going to be there? I don't know. I heard Shador say he going to be in Miami going with the receivers, right? So I saw a video of Shador yesterday who was in the Miami area. He went to a high school, Mater, M-A-T-E-R, private school, and the kids were so happy to see him. So he's definitely down there somewhere. And just like, Jalen Milroe met with the Steelers, I think that was in Tallahassee, they said. I'm sure Shador said he was going to Nashville. Regina actually said she thought he was in Nashville. So he's making his rounds too. So it seems like everybody's meeting, with somebody. And I don't see much about Cameron Silma-Craig. So I was kind of thinking he would have been there today because today was offensive line, linebackers, and defensive line. But maybe that's why he wasn't there. Maybe he's not part of their group. I don't know. So I'll check tomorrow and see who's there. But like I said, BJ Green was a standout when it came to his time. Chidozie had to redo, but it was still good. Chidozie, I think he's good. I can see him being drafted. Shane Cokes was good too. So they did good today, I thought. So let's just hope the scouts thought that too. Let's just hope. So welcome, Gracie. It said the QB and wide receiver pro days tomorrow. Yep, you are correct. It said, hello, what she said. How can I email you? Look in, just go to the bio. Actually, I'm gonna tell you what it is. The email address is simple. It is, let me double check it. It's in the bio for the page, but let's see. I'm just gonna tell you what it is. It's what she said 404, the area code for Atlanta. What she said all together. What she said 404 at gmail.com. So thank you, Queen T. I'll look for an email from you. It said, I have a question for you. Okay. I'll look for the email. It said, They said Travis has dropped to 5 pick because of his girlfriend. Okay. Well, let me talk about it. All right. I don't think that's why he's number 5. I think, now we talked about this yesterday a little bit. If you follow me on Threads, you saw where I posted a video, a snippet of Cam Newton talking. I'm going to play it so y'all can hear it. Talking about how the NFL looks into people. And he talked about Travis. He mentioned it. This was, and he know Travis. So this, in my opinion, was the first time that Cam Newton had been honest a little bit when it comes to that situation. So hold on one second. Let me play it so y'all can hear it. And I was like, you know what, Cam, I'm proud of you. So y'all check this out. Oh, let me know if y'all can hear it.
You're born in LA, did you win?
No, they just want to see if you're gonna tell the truth. We're not gonna talk to your coach. We don't talk to your high school. We don't talk to your rec ball. We don't talk to the motherfucker that you wasn't even paying attention to. The chick that you said, bitch, shut the fuck up. Yeah, we talked to her too. We about to insert a lot of money in your bank account. You don't think we gonna do an extensive investigation about who the fuck should do a certain Cam or Travis motherfucking Hunter? You don't think he would answer questions about his girlfriend? You don't think somebody asked him, hey, will your girlfriend be a distraction? Hey, what's the deal with your mama? Hey, what's the deal with your dad? Who's gonna be staying with you, Travis? That's why you need to combine. They don't show that shit. The shit is so potent, you can't even put that shit on motherfucking TV.
All right. I forgot that he had all these expletives. I should have just repeated it. This is why I don't post other people's content. I'm not trying to get hemmed up by YouTube. Okay, so could y'all hear that? Let me know if you can hear it. Thumbs up if you can hear the recording. Let me know. We got three teams in. Oh, we did? 400 Circle Media. Are you saying we got 3 HBCUs in the combine? Let me know. Okay, good. Hello, Darlene. Okay, Queen T saying hi. It says, to the chat, thank you for showing up and hit that like. Thank you. Sweet Caroline. Cam is tomorrow. Okay, so Cameron Ward is tomorrow. Do you know if y'all know anything about, is Will Shepherd gonna run, or if that's what Shador mean by, hey, I'm throwing to the receivers? We gonna find out tomorrow. So thank you for that. So Cam is tomorrow. Okay, Travis is taking care of everybody. I think Leanna is controlling his money. Yeah, no, it ain't no think to it. She does. Remember when Travis was on I think it was a video where a little kid had come to school and Coach Prime brought his family up to the front of the room because the students at this school was bullying him. And I was trying to understand if this was the same school that the players went to about a month or two ago, just to see if that kid was still there. And after Travis, people applauded because Travis donated $5,000 to the family. Because the dad's at work all the time, so he can't go check on the son and kind of watch over him. So that's why the Colorado players from last year went up to the school to kind of be like the big brothers, and then also get the other kids to chill out a little bit, So Travis was being interviewed about giving the $5,000, and he said, "Oh, but I gotta check with wifey first." And I think a lot of people was like, "What? You ain't married? What you doing? Why you gotta do that?" So that's when we've got the first opportunity to understand that was already the case. Somebody else handling his money, and hopefully he got the app and at least he can figure some stuff out. And then when Carson Beck basically, announced that he got like $10 million, not that he announced it, but other people did. And I heard somebody say that again. Now that Carson Beck is valued at $10 million, 4 from Miami and 6 from endorsements. And Travis was on his own show and was like, I'm the Heisman winner and I don't even have $2 million in my bank account. I was like, all right. At least he know how much he don't have. But I did say, and I'm not saying nothing, I'm just gonna put it out here, before that even happened, before the Carson Beck $10 million, before after the $5 million donation, and before the Carson Beck comment that he the Heisman winner, he don't have $2 million. The little rapper guy in his song, when he dropped new music, when people kept looking for him, one of the songs he was saying was he likes her confidence. They hating on you because you confident. And something about she got a million reasons to do XYZ. You know, in other words, you know, whatever. So I was like, one, how he know she got a million reasons? And two, does Travis even know this dude exists? Or is it just us on the internet? That was one of the concerns back then. So it's already said she thinks for him, she do everything, and people thought it was cute. Well, there was a guy who's a content creator on Colorado. He came back today because he had talked about it when it happened as well. But I watched this video today, and he talked about how Travis, she's costing him money, and he's dropping in the draft. So I watched the video, and afterwards, my comment was, I agree, and then I disagree. He's not dropping in the draft. Okay, like you heard Cam say, yes, the NFL is kind of keeping an eye on that, and they pressed him about it because they don't want it to be, as the guy said, another Tim Tebow issue or some other players that were like first round draft picks, and they just faded away because they have off the field issues. And y'all have heard me say, I don't know how many times when people talk about Travis gonna be successful this, Travis gonna be successful that, I say, yeah, but what about them off the field issues? You can't ignore the off the field issues. So the guy who made the video today was kind of basically saying people told they don't like him. He said they got upset with him when he was talking about Travis. But he said he felt like he was being honest. And I felt like he's being honest too. The way he moving, getting off the internet, it wasn't a good look. You have Adidas endorsements, you getting off the internet, to hell with Adidas. You go out here to New Orleans, you went to the Mavericks game, you got on pajama pants that say trophy husband. You don't even wear no pants that say Adidas. You don't even probably have on Adidas shoes. You don't even have on Adidas socks. You don't even have on an Adidas t-shirt. He rolled up on a PJ in a plain looking Hanes white tee and sat courtside at the Mavericks game when Luka was still there with pajama pants on from Amazon that say trophy husband. I was like, this is exactly how you know Coach Prime is no longer a part of his life, because ain't no way. Now, I had already talked about it. The guy didn't mention it today, but that's the kind of things you have to look out for. Then we fast forward to the combine, and he's sitting down, and I told y'all what he did, and the camera caught him, and that's how you know he don't even realize people looking at him. Everybody, all of the guys, that's the corners or whatever, the cornerbacks was working out, they all standing shoulder to shoulder, and it's true, he didn't work out. And he does just like this. He backs away from the group. He takes his phone. He sit down slowly, and he starts to text or whatever, get ready to text. And then he realized the cameraman was like this, zooming in, and he took his phone, which was like this, and did like this. I'm like, we still see you and your phone. Now, he had already been interviewed by the NFL. What Cam Newton said is true. They pressed him. They pressed him there, and he still did that. That's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. That's the kind of guy that's not in it for the career. I told y'all, there's 99% of these guys, they hungry, they want to get to the NFL, and they ready to get to that 5-year extension. But there are some people, they want the signing bonus in the first 4 years or the first year or whatever it is. You know why? Because they want to pay a woman to stay in their life. Because they want to do any and everything to keep another person happy. They didn't care about the endorsements at all. At all. They didn't care about what was going on at one of the biggest job interviews of your life. You wasn't even focused. The cameraman caught you. If I saw it, they saw it. And yeah, the young man calling it out, he's right. These are things, when I'm saying these things that I'm pointing out, yeah, these are things that are going to be problematic, because when you get to camp, you ain't going to be able to just go sit down and pull out your phone. And if she ain't happy, I don't know what you're going to do. You ain't Tom Brady. Tom Brady got 11 days off. They ain't going to give you 11 days because they asked you about this. They asked you, is this going to be a problem? And, my thing is, the guy was right in the fact that his off the field issues that he had previously made him look feeble when it comes of the mind. It did. It just did. But all people talk about is what he gonna do on the field. And my thing is, you can't separate the two. He's one human being. He's not just an athlete. He's human. And he has shown, where he has a weakness and who can pull his emotional strings. And that's what they don't want. So I don't see him dropping in the draft because they too focused on, getting generational talent. They still see him as a generational talent, but best believe that they are aware of some issues, and they gonna hope and pray that that locker room don't get thrown up in shambles if she come up there dressed like she was dressed in Coach Prime season 3, because that ain't gonna work. He gonna either get teased or he gonna get played. So he was right about the off the field issues being problematic, and the way he handled it made him appear feeble in the mind. And then he was wrong by saying he dropping in the draft. I think we said he could probably go to the Jaguars because that was the only team that would let him play both ways. So if he falls outside of 5, then the guy's right. But right now we haven't seen that. So I wouldn't say he's dropping in the draft, but I will tell you I do believe that she is quite possibly cost him money, because I don't see no new big deals coming for him. And it seemed like afterwards they just kind of all started to wane a little bit. And it's other players in the draft that people, gonna look at. Ashton Genty. And I do believe if the Heisman had happened after all of that, Ashton would have won that Heisman. Then there's McMillan, people looking at McMillan, and the difference between Travis and Shedeur. And yeah, they might be friends, and some people might have an issue with it, but they ain't gonna say nothing to me. I'm just gonna put it out there. Shedeur stayed, number one. He stayed. He wasn't preoccupied. He did his interviews when he was watching, our guys. He wasn't on his phone. He stayed to watch them afterwards. He let them know, I stayed because we're family. They asked Shedeur who he wanted to throw to. He named every Colorado wide receiver, including Travis. When Travis was on either his show and McMillan was on as a guest, and I guess somebody, the host or the moderator, asked who you want to line up against, like what wide receiver on the left, which one on X, Y, Z, or whatever they call it, X and Z or whatever. Travis said McMillan. After McMillan said him. He never mentioned nobody from Colorado. So that's a peek inside the mind of a person to let you know they're not thinking about nobody else. They not. And you would think they did something to him. But no. So Cam is tomorrow. All right, I'll be watching Cam. Yes, Travis, and that's how he's gonna go broke. That's Tina, that's how he's gonna go broke. The reason he's gonna go broke is because, for one, you're not showing these people right now, before they even paid you, that you 100% locked in to your career. You just wanted the bag so you can give to her. That's basically what it was. That's really what it was. And then I noticed he started switching up because people realized it and said, oh, you know what? It's not about the money for me. I want to do this for my family. But where's your family at? You know what I'm saying? And it's talking a good game. And it's starting to look like that he's that guy that can turn it on and turn it off to benefit in the way that he chooses to benefit. And that's not who most of these other guys have put themselves out there to be. So it seems like when he's done, when he got what he wanted, that was it. That was it. And paying for everybody. Every time you see him and people around him, who y'all think paying for that? And I'm not talking about like his agent people, or if the person represents somebody from the agency. I'm not talking about that. Every time you saw her brother, who you think was paying for that? When you saw her and her brother, who you think was paying for that? When you go and you look at their old videos on vacation, this, that, the other, who you think was paying for that? So keeping her in the background is only allowing her to get to the wedding date, and then whatever need to pop off. Because when it's a man out here pining for you in his songs, and your name is on his finger, or either you removed it because everybody talked about it, and he's like, still, come on now. It's just a matter of time. Come on now. So, that's how you go broke, paying for everybody. That's what happened to Adrian Peterson, paying for everybody at his birthday. But the point is, that's what happened to MC Hammer, paying for everybody. You can't afford all of these people. And if you'd have ran out here and bought a $3 million house or a $2 million house, let's be honest. Did anybody really sit down yet and look at the distribution of how the money is given out? The lower amounts come first. The NFL is protecting themselves just in case you don't make it to year 2 and 3. You know what I mean? So, if you have, and rookies have a scale, right? Even if you get 40 million, you ain't getting all 40 million at once. That's divided over 4 years. And then if it's 10 mil, if it's 10 mil for the first year, then okay, maybe, I don't know. But people out here making plans with money they don't have. And I told you, I think he might have bought a house. I was like, hopefully it ain't in Tennessee. So, but everybody knows that's what Cam was talking about. Everybody is fully aware that there's a problem. And I was really proud for Cam to actually say that, because he never had up until this point. And people are also starting to talk about, they hope, people have left comments on my page that they hope his brother don't fall prey to the same situation. But his brother appears to be a little bit more confident. But again, that's what happened with the youngest. They learn from the oldest. And sometimes they follow on their paths, and sometimes they go their own way. So that's what it is. Yep, we can talk about it till we blue in the face, but he won't listen. Exactly. We tried, and that's how I feel about it. Elaine, welcome back, Elaine. Welcome. It says, please repeat what? Oh, repeat what Cam said. Oh, I'm glad y'all are here because there was a lot of expletives. Okay, so Cam was basically saying, remember Coach Prime say the NFL looking into Travis and Shador? He said he looking into your little homies too. So Cam basically was saying that, but he expanded on it. He said the NFL, before they even talk to you, they already know everything about you. He was essentially saying they talked to, remember the girl you used to date that you cussed out and treated her badly? They talked to her. He was saying they gonna ask you. He said it's the only opportunity to combine. It's the only opportunity that they could put you in a box and press you about things that they learned about you because they said they got FBI people or ex-FBI people working for them. So essentially he's saying, they asked him, what's going on with your mama? Because what's going on with your daddy? Because there's a story there, right? Who gonna be living with you? Because we keep seeing this dude follow you everywhere. Who is this? You know what I mean? So they are all the questions that they have asked. They already had the answer to. Cam say they just want to see if you gonna lie. He say all the NFL cares about is can you sack Pat Mahomes? Can you backpedal? Can you do this with T Higgins? Can you catch an interception for T Higgins? He said the reason why they do this, he said, it's because when they decide to draft you, all these problems that they done told you that they know about, they making you aware because you need to go do something about this. You can't call us and say I can't make the game because I got a flat tire, or I can't make the game because I missed my flight because something going on with my girlfriend. She upset and I don't want to leave her. Something that they've seen on TV. That's what Cam is saying. He said, you don't think they asked Travis Hunter, is your girlfriend gonna be a problem? When people ask you questions like that, that's they telling you, don't let this be a problem. They can't tell you what to do, but they can tell you what they're not gonna put up with. Now, if after the combine, you started hearing that maybe, his personal issues is a problem, but no, they haven't talked about that above board. That's why I say I don't see him dropping past 5 or 6. I don't see him dropping past the Jaguars unless the Jaguars trade they pick. Now, we all gonna be surprised if that happens. And if they do, it's because the NFL found out something that we probably don't even know. And since the combine, and they want to talk about it. But keeping her out of the spotlight. See, if you have a woman that you got to keep out of the spotlight, what you think gonna happen when we put her back in the spotlight? See, that's how you know that this is a plot, like an engagement plot. If we woke up one day and the wedding was called off on her behalf, I wouldn't even be surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised. Somebody would say she already got a million different reasons to do X, Y, Z. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe that's what the plan was. But is he gonna be okay? Probably not. Whether it's before the wedding or afterwards, probably not. And that's what he showed the world when it came to how he was acting on the internet, going to war with the internet, using his celebrity status to threaten content creators and affect them financially for telling the truth. That's not a good look. And that's what the guy was talking about today. So that's two different things. I don't see him drafting because above board, the NFL ain't worried about that. Over here, we already know about it. So, we know who you are. Just don't let it interfere with what we got going on. That's what Cam was saying. So, it said, so, that's what it is. So that's what it was, Elaine. Correction, Cam Newton. I knew what you meant. That's a red flag. Yep, that's a red flag. Trophy husband, what the heck? Oh, y'all didn't see the picture? Oh, I probably still got it in my phone. I was appalled. I was like, ain't no way in hell you came to an NBA game. Now, the NBA make more money than NFL. Them tickets up there. He had front row seats. Him and some dude that looked like a bodyguard sitting next to him. He had on what looks like a Fruit of the Loom or Hanes t-shirt that was not even crispy, starched or pressed, just white. It looked like his mindset was, well, if you ain't going, I ain't got nobody to impress. Now, when he went to the Nuggets game with Shador, and Coach Prime, it probably had something to do with them getting them tickets. You see, he looked nice. He just had on a simple olive tracksuit with a matching bottoms. Now, if you've already sat courtside at a Nuggets game, you kind of know that you need to look halfway decent. And I remember people back then saying, thank God she wasn't sitting there. And I was like, Coach Byron ain't having it. But in this scenario, for whatever reason, she wasn't there. And I'm going to go with Adidas, which is why his brother ended up with a contract. After he said, I'm not putting my brother out there because ain't nobody put me out there. I know Adidas was like, what you doing? Between him and Anthony Edwards, he giving them folk a headache. They giving him Adidas a headache. They like, I saw another commercial without either one of them. I was like, I know Adidas like, let me go and put some kids in here or something like that. But, coming off the internet, I know Adidas was like, whoever is assigned to Travis Hunter, I'm going to need you ASAP to call him and tell him to come back on the internet and remind him that we have a deal, a lucrative deal, and I'm going to need you to do what it is we hired you to do. That was the first sign that he ain't even focused on his career. You just signed this contract. And the fact that his brother wasn't in it told you everything you needed to know about his mindset. Not thinking his mom first. T. Higgins just got a contract, right? I watched it today. His mom about a week ago was furious with the Bengals. And she posted on Twitter, it's a shame how they being cheap and they keep putting a franchise tag on him, but they won't give him a long-term deal like they don't value him. Like, oh, we don't know about you. We don't know about you. And this keeps happening and happening. Well, she posted that. Well, he got his contract in 2-3 days after that. And today, I don't know if he signed it today, but he was caught on camera. And I told somebody this is what Travis should have done. He said, Mom, he said, I did all of this for us. He said, you don't have to worry about anything else. I got it from here. Thank you. And then he said, love you too, Pops. That's what you're supposed to do. If that's who your mom truly was for you, then that's what you're supposed to do. And that could be why Cam is like, the NFL is like, so what's going on with your moms? Because you say you lived in a garage in the suburb of Atlanta. We kind of familiar with out there. So what's going on with your moms? You see what I'm saying? That's what Cam was saying. What's going on with your dad? Because we saw them on social media supposedly dragging Shador. I was like, oh Lord, this is terrible. Now, why you think people would do something like that? Because people been talking. You see? Because if they was good, he would have told his family. His family would have never did that if they knew that he was cool with Shador. It's because they've been talking. You can't talk around everybody like that because they gonna run and tell it, and that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. So, and that's what I think he has done. That's what I think he has done. See, sometimes you meet people and you like them. You tell them way too much. You tell them all your deepest, darkest secrets, and you don't even really know them. You telling them this because you think you could trust them, but you don't even really know them. Because if he knew her, he called her his partner in crime. If he knew her, he would have known all these other dudes was out here, and they knew her and how they knew her. He didn't know her, and he just jumped. Probably saying all sorts of things he ain't supposed to be saying. That's why I said the Xavier Worthy situation, keep it in mind. You see, he hired a PI. He found out the truth. They say he had a camera in his house, but he hired a PI. He found out the truth. And I don't know if he went ballistic or not, and they covered it up, or she just flat out lied. But the point is, it turned into a situation, right? A situation that required damage control. And you know what that's? You moving too fast. You're not realizing you're a walking lick, and it is a possibility this person is just using you. You allowing your arrogance or your childhood trauma to get in the way and blind you from making a decision about where you are in your life. When people say she been with him since he was in high school, I'm like, in high school he was Travis Hunter. He was the number one player in the entire state of Georgia in high school. And now that the truth comes out that her brother was the one that was like, go talk to him. That's why it should have never been a surprise to anybody. When she was having a meltdown on the field at the OSU game, her brother walked right past her because he's seen it before and walked right down onto the field to get the benefits that he wanted her to date him for. How many conversations you think they had about, I'm tired of being with him, but look, just do this. I'm trying to get here. I told y'all this was a group project, and them two ain't the only members. So that's why I said, this could really be a problem. Probably so. They put all of their business on Front Street. Yup. He's supposed to be repping companies he's being paid by, right? But yet, Adidas clearly is the one that flew you probably on a PJ or first class with your bodyguard and not your entourage because they ain't want no problems. And they knew you was going to be sitting front row. So they like, no, you come. This a work event. You don't have on no Adidas. You got on $21 pajama pants that say trophy husband. That told me everything that I needed to know. What the priority is. It wasn't Adidas. So when they got to New Orleans and he was sitting down on his interview, he had on Adidas shoes, Adidas socks, Adidas pants, Adidas shirt, Adidas t-shirt, Adidas jacket. I was like, Adidas like, look here, bro. But imagine how embarrassing that is for the person who got him the deal. And guess who got him the deal? Coach Prime business partner. How's that for appreciation? A guy told me, they say he not who y'all think he is. I said, what do you mean? He said, just from listening to y'all, that dude ain't who y'all think he is. He playing all y'all. And I said, well, you know, he did tell us. Y'all don't know her. Y'all don't know me. I was like, he did say that. And now we starting to see. When I get what I want, I'm going to move on. Regardless of who it is, Coach Prime, Shador, anybody. So, yeah, he's supposed to be repping the companies that he paid by, but not just the ones that he paid by, Elaine. The ones that set up these events and give him courtside tickets so he can be there. He's supposed to represent them in a positive light. And to be honest with you, you know what? One of the reasons why I think he continuously disrespected this Adidas deal, you know why, right? Because of who got it for him. It wasn't Young Money. That's how he's been moving. He's supposed to go fishing with Coach Pride. But what did he do? He take her brother, which is a buffer, and then I'm going to get my boat and leave. Where you going? You ain't got drafted yet. You don't even know what city you going to. So why you come get your boat? Why you can't talk to fish with Coach Prime one-on-one no more? He's not making his own decisions. It has already been said by people that are close to him, and that's what the guy was pointing out. The people that are close to him are not doing him a service. They treat him like he Kanye. They just letting him do whatever. And that's basically how he moving. Like, he not out here thinking for himself. It don't matter how. There's no way in the hell you should have left Boulder, Colorado, or whatever city you done bought a house in and hopped on any aircraft or hopped in any mode of transportation and walked into the arena where the Mavs played, set courtside in pajamas that say trophy husband that any of us can get from Amazon, when Adidas is who sent you there. Which is why you went talk to Anthony Edwards and y'all switched the jersey and the shoes, and you acting all happy like I can't wait to watch that. He probably gave it away. Just gives everything away because don't have no self-worth. But you standing there taking a picture of Anthony Edwards with pajama pants on that say trophy husband in that white t-shirt that looked like it's waiting for you to put a hoodie over it. And people think that having talent is enough. Nope. So the guy was right about the off the field issues. He's right about the people around him letting him make an ass out of himself. But I don't agree about dropping in the draft, because 5 is not dropping. We always said Jacksonville or the Patriots. That's 4 or 5. Right. He should be. But he said he don't even have $2 million. So I don't know. Good evening, fam. Hey, Jackie. Remember Coach Prime even said he was sorry that Travis came off social media. He has too much to lose in endorsement. Yup. Coach Prime already told him. Remember the whole Godfrey situation? Coach Prime said the way you treat people shows people how to treat you after that. See, that's why he went and got his vote. See, his MO has been since high school to cut people off that try to look out for him and advise him that chances are you being played. High school buddy, that's what he does. He just cut everybody off. Well, guess what? Let's see how bad it gets in the NFL and see if you're going to cut them off. Because, see, eventually you run out of people to cut off. Then you got to cut off your job. Then you got to cut off your lights. So, my thing is, that's his MO. I'm going to cut y'all off. I don't know why he don't act like, like people at CU did something to him. They ain't do nothing to him. I read a comment today on, I don't even know what page it was. Somebody said basically what we have said here. We don't really follow him like that. It's not like, so like, when we talk, it's like if we see it, we might not click on it, but we might go, oh, okay, whatever. But we don't sit there and invest our time and our energy into it. And I'm not a person that hold grudges. And when it comes to this content, I don't know these people. So I'm definitely not. I was happy that he stood up for Shador because he should have did that. But I was shocked that he did it. To be honest. Self-indulged individual. All of this hype about Travis and the substance is missing. That's what people are saying. They're thinking this. We're thinking that this is a sweet, innocent kid who is naive and don't know what's going on. No, this is somebody who knows exactly what he's doing, and he cutting off everybody that has helped him along the way. Coach Prime, that was crazy. Like, none of us ever expected that. Not ever. And that should have been a clue to him. Okay, you know what? Maybe people right. Because I know Coach Prime looks out for me. Let's cut him off too. Shador, nothing about the wedding. Like I said, they were supposed to room together at the combine, but I never heard nothing about it, so I don't know. And I saw him do an interview, and it was in a house, and it looked like he was back where he was, or before he left where he was. It looked like he had just moved into a new house. It could have been an Airbnb. Who knows? His brother is that dude. His brother is that guy, and he's confident. Like night and day, we talked about this. Sometimes you see siblings where the younger sibling has more confidence than the older sibling. And in the case of Travis and Travis, that's what I see. That's what I see. And I thought it was special that Travis even wore Travis's number. I mean, maybe he know what he been through or whatever. That's just his big brother. But he could have put on 21. He could have put on 2. He could have put on any number that generally they wear in that range. He wore his brother's number. That's huge, especially after hearing your brother say on the internet, I'm not putting him on because ain't nobody put me on. So that's huge. That's huge. And what network to watch Cam? It's on the NFL Network. The NFL Network. And so, go to YouTube. They have it on there as well. It just might be delayed a little bit on YouTube. But YouTube, if you don't have the NFL Network, or if you do the NFL Network. Let's see. Yep. Let's see. So, okay, that was the Big 12 Pro Day. It was shared that Ron Silvercraig is performing tomorrow. It's supposed to be the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, and I guess the secondary. I don't know if any of our quarterbacks and wide receivers gone. I will look for Cameron Silvercraig. That's for sure. I like him. I think he'll get drafted as well. And then let's see. Oh, okay. So I had another video. All right. So Juju. So y'all check out the shorts for What She Said Media. That's crazy. I guess I renamed myself and didn't know it. What She Said podcast. When you see video, you should see shorts. I dropped 2 shorts today. I dropped 3 overnight, but I think I dropped 2 today. One was about Juju because he threw the ball and then he posted up with his you know what time it is. You know, perfect timing. Like Shador. Remember Shador handed the keys to Juju. But that was before we got Caden. So the friendly competition is heated up, right? And I mean, Juju, the short basically said, Juju Lewis, this is a gentle reminder from Juju Lewis showing us why it is he was the number 1 player coming out the class of 2026 and why he was the Georgia Gatorade Player of the Year. His team went to the state championships. You know, he's him. And it's true. It's true. But we also have Caden. So there's the competition, right? So it's a friendly competition. I noticed, some people show Juju love. Some people make sure that Caden gets love. I think Caden is older. He's used to being around Juju. If you don't know, Caden was a camp counselor for a football camp where that was Caden, where Juju was one of the players that attended the camp. So Caden, the camp counselor, and Juju was like the camp attendee. So they've always had that dynamic due to age. But they both are good quarterbacks. And then when you bring in Byron Leftwich, we saw Caden get out there early, and we used to ask the question, where's Juju? Why we don't see him? Maybe he in class. That's what we came up with. And somebody was like, yeah, he probably in class. And Caden was getting familiar with the receivers. Well, it's practice now. I saw, and somebody need to show Ryan Staub some love because he's still there. And Ryan Staub took snaps today. Juju as well as Caden. But yeah, I do see Juju getting a lot of love. But Caden's older, so if you go into the NFL, you're gonna have to deal with this. Because on an NFL team, let's just be honest, it's really probably maybe 2 people that get this kind of hype. Cincinnati always comes to mind. Now, mind you, it's a trio up there now. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, one of my favorite players, and Joe Burrow, always also one of my favorite players. So they got a trio up there, but everybody else on the team not getting that kind of love. So when you go to the NFL, when you play for Colorado, just believe you in the NFL, because this is the type of program that Coach Prime runs. He can't control who's getting love from the media and who's not. And if that's bothering you, you ain't gonna make it in the NFL. That's just the reality. LeJohntay talked about how he was bothered when he first got to Colorado, because he wasn't that guy. See, when you go from a smaller school like FIU and you the guy up there throwing for 1,000 yards, but then when you come to Colorado and it's the elite wide receiver core where you get 900 yards, I mean, I think that's a good thing, because you done stepped it up once, and you might level off a little bit. You might not exactly hit 1,000, but if you hit something that start with a 9, I mean, that just means you worth your salt, because you did it at a smaller school, in a larger school, and under the bright lights. So that's why I like LeJohntay. I think he'll be drafted in the NFL. It was courageous of him to share that. I didn't know about it. I didn't know. I couldn't tell by watching the games that he was feeling some type of way. So it was courageous of him to share that. But he's out there working out. Last time I saw him working out, he was at the University of Miami, doing his drills, and stuff like that. So Will Shepherd is the only person. We didn't see him at the combine. I'm hoping that he'll show up at the Big 12 Pro Day, unless everybody else that's on the wide receiver side and the QB is just waiting on, Colorado Pro Day. So let me ask this question. Is Preston Hodge back, or did he leave? Because I keep looking for him and I don't see him. And it could be because, they moving fast and I'm not watching 100% intently. I'm multitasking, which is how, let me know if Preston Hodge is still there. But that's how I missed this right here. So no, I don't really use other people's video like that. So as you can see, somebody's holding Juju in the air, like kind of taking him out of a circle and moving him to a safer location. So I watched this yesterday and I saw exactly what I'm looking at right here. And I put my head back down and went back to doing what I was doing. And I didn't realize, I'm thinking they was protecting Juju from something. Come to find out, they're saying that there was a scuffle involving Juju, and one of the linemen picked him up and moved him out the way for probably his own safety, but he didn't seem to be concerned. And I was like, what is going on? I was like, what? I mean, you got to learn how to handle yourself. So I don't really know what was going on. If you have any insight, let me know. But 22 mentioned this yesterday. And he asked me if I knew about it, and I said yes, but I didn't understand what was happening. So I went back and watched it today. And the way it cuts to the scene, I can't tell you what really was going on because they were in a huddle. All I can see is what I'm showing you right here. If you can see my cursor, that this is Juju right here in the air at about 12 o'clock. So I don't know what happened. If anybody know, let me know. So, but he seemed like, can handle himself. And if he can't, the lineman makes sure. And I don't think it was with Caden or anything like that. I think it was just a lot of mouthing off. And I don't know, So let me know if y'all know. It's so. So yeah, it's just something else. What does it say? All right. So Kiel said, remember, I told you the NFL securities, they asked him all those questions and he cracked on a couple of them. No. What? Kiel? I did not know that. I know you told us that they, be really FBI type looking into this. So I didn't know if he had cracked. That could have been why he went sit down and try to make that little text. But you can't do that. You got to be grown out here. And I told y'all, camp is the first opportunity for him to be gone for a extended period of time where he can't just go back home. This is like actually going to a camp, So you can't be doing that. So you can't be tethered to a grown person. You're not a child. You got to be grown out here. People need to see that before they give you $40 million, whether they divide it up by 4 or give it to you all at once. They expect you to perform, and that's what Cam was saying. Can you perform? Don't come to us talking about, I got this going on. And I used the scenario with Tom Brady, and I told y'all I didn't even know all of that. And he only had 11 days to deal with that. I can't imagine finding out something so but traitorous, and all I got is 11 days, and I got to go back to work and try to win and get back to the Super Bowl. And I know sometimes people say work is a solace. If the situation is real bad, you can't focus, and you owe it to the people you are responsible to take a step back before you get your head knocked off out here because you're daydreaming. You got to be careful. Hey, Damon, we were talking about you. We were basically saying when we were talking about Jalen Milroe, because he had a pro day today. I don't know if you saw it, that you told us that Jalen had an arm on him. And yeah, he did good throwing today, but it was a controlled environment. And I was saying, go watch his pro day, y'all. It's on YouTube. It's out there. Just search for Jalen Milroe pro day. It's a couple of channels have it out there. And he ran a 4.37. So his speed basically locked him in the first round. Now, what you're gonna start hearing, you're not gonna hear is Jalen Milroe going to the same team or is Cam Ward going to XYZ team. You're gonna start hearing, well, is Shedeur or Jalen Milroe the better quarterback? Watch what I tell you. And then when you hear it, come back to my page and grab any video, probably the one from today, and let me know in the comments. Yup. They did it. They comparing Jalen Milroe to Shedeur Sanders. Not Jalen Milroe to Cam. Not Jalen Milroe to Jackson Dart. Jalen Milroe to Shedeur. Watch what I tell you. They're going to try to pit them together. So, and they need to be pitting Jackson Dart to Jalen Milroe because they both in the SEC. That's who they need to be comparing, but they're not going to do it. Watch what I tell you. Queen T said, oh, yep, he did say that. Shedeur said he would be there throwing to his wide receivers on pro day. Okay. So when Shedeur said he was going to Miami, he must have also said, and then I'm going to Dallas for pro day to throw to my wide receivers. Because I was like, what is he talking about? I never knew what he was talking about, Aaron. He popped up in Miami yesterday, I think, or day before, somewhere in the last 2 days. And I saw when he had visited the school. He always, goes to a school, and the kids just love him. So thank you for that. So I'm assuming maybe they're going to be, Coach Prime is going to be there. The announcers who were commentating and, doing all of the reactions or whatever for the NFL channel, the network, said, Coach Prime going to be here. So Coach Prime is supposed to be there tomorrow. So if y'all looking at any media and you don't see him, that's why. So. But, Kiel, since you here, you and Damon, what do y'all think about Byron Leftwich joining Colorado? Like, what do you expect for Colorado to get out of his service to Colorado? Let me know. Like, what are y'all expecting to see as the impact that he would have? That's why we generationally struggle, because we don't set up the next generation and always start at zero. Yep, Coach Prime hooked him up. Girl is running the show and calling the shots. Yeah, And in some respects, he might think that's what a wife's supposed to do. He might be, maybe old school values. I give my wife my paycheck, and that's what she does. Somebody I was reading about does that. I don't even know what I was reading or listening to. And it was like, I just give her my paycheck. Never mind. There was a video out there saying that was Anthony Edwards with his girlfriend. I'm like, okay, never mind. So we're not even going to go back down that road. So it was reported that that's how Anthony Edwards is with the one girl that he calls the girlfriend. The one he had 3 kids on, her. I don't even know if that's true. So, never mind. All right, so hello, everybody. What's the topic? Hey, Lisa, I'm going to let y'all fill Lisa in. Welcome, Lisa. He was always in Coach Prime office talking, right? And after that incident, I don't know if y'all noticed, there was a camera around. I'm assuming it was Bucky. I don't really know. He looked so lost, and he walked into Coach Prime's office. I don't think he took any shoes this day. When he walked in, you could see it on his face. And that's how I don't know That's how I know something ain't right, because he wanted to talk. And I said that when I saw it then. I don't know why I thought he had on like a light blue tracksuit or something. And it was like he wanted to talk to his dad. That's what it was given. His pops. Just like a young man would. And then the next thing you know, he come up for the basketball game when they go to the Alamo Bowl, get ready for that send-off where they took a picture of him with his trophy and stuff like that. And, he left the gym after being all smiley and walked past everybody, hopped in his truck, got the hell on, and never looked back. And y'all saw how he was at the Alamo Bowl with Shador. And then that's when his family made that video. And that's when I said, you got to watch who you talk around. And I do believe he may have made the mistake of sharing some things and talking about people that he shouldn't have with the wrong people. And I was telling y'all, that's what was happening with Xavier Worthy, extortion. They were saying that the young lady, after he caught her, was making extortionist comments. So that's why I keep telling y'all that scenario is going to be quite familiar. And we're going to be right here talking about it. Like, remember we played this game and I held up this card and I told y'all, when we get to this situation, when it go down, that this was going to be what my response is. Right here. Who remembers seeing this? What does this say? So typically we'll play game night on Fridays. Sometimes we played yesterday. What this says right here? This is gonna be what we say after we have talked about this. We kind of know what's going down. In my opinion, the Xavier Worthy situation was foreshadowing for Travis Hunter's situation. And the response is gonna be, I don't know what to tell you. And y'all know people say that when they tried to tell you and you didn't listen. And then it blow up in your face and you be like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. So that's essentially gonna be the response that the What She Said podcast have, because I don't know what to tell you. We done said everything, we done talked ourselves and we blew in the face. We done went from being scared to death for you, joining millions of people around the world praying for you, and you still just diving head first into this, so I don't know what to tell you. That's it. So that's it. His agent is Young Money. I think Travis, what's his name? Justin Mayers and Cameron Silver Craig have the same agent, Young Money. Lisa said, right. But see, that's why I'm gonna tell y'all, the guy I was talking to, he told me, he said, he not who y'all think he is. He's somewhere wrong in this whole situation. Watch what I tell you. And if you can't learn from people your age, and then you can't learn from Coach Prime when you went to Florida State for the sole purposes of going to the university where the best to ever do it went. See, I saw God all over that. When we looking back, obviously hindsight is 2020. I'm like, okay, now this is how you know he's intentionally not listening. You went to Florida State because you say you wanted to be like the best to ever do it. When you got the opportunity, you went to Jackson State so you could, in the flesh, learn from the best to ever do it. You get to Colorado, you make it to the Heisman. Should always think you're doing Coach Prime for that one. And then when they try to talk to you, make sure you okay, look out for you, you cut them off. You can't learn from the best to ever do it in life, only on the field. And after you get what you want, you out. So that's it. Talent can only get you to the top, but it will not keep you there. Correct, Elaine. And that's what we were talking about. Like, talent is not enough to make it in the NFL. Everybody in the NFL is talented. That's just it. Like, if 200 people are down in Frisco, Texas, working out at the combine for the Big 12 only, you take every other conference out there with just as many people. Just as many people. With all of these schools. And you think that you the only person that's talented? No, there were already people saying they felt like Jimmy Horn Jr. was a better wide receiver than Travis. There are people that are out there saying at the combine that if he had actually worked out, he might have been exposed a little bit. There are people that say he's not as fast as some of the guys that's coming in this year. So, I don't wish bad on nobody. But I can't tell you that this going to work out like y'all think. I know one thing. It's a lot of the first round draft picks out here that we don't talk about. I looked at a comparison, a simulcast of a guy from 2018. I forget his name, but Denzel, somebody maybe, they had him running against the fastest guy this year, Max Harrison. And they get faster and faster every year. Xavier Worthy was last year. Look at Xavier Worthy. That's who everybody was talking about. And Xavier Worthy was the fastest 40-yard dash last year, but he was not the first player drafted. So that's why I said I don't kind of agree with the whole draft sliding down, because 5 is where we kind of said, 4 is where we said realistically if he wanted to play on both sides. I don't even think Tennessee has the quarterback for him to even probably do what he needs to do. You know what I mean? So I think somebody did say she was trying to become an agent. It wouldn't surprise me though. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, his young brother is him. Travis Hunter is him. And Cam did a good job with, and I know Travis played before too, but Cam did a good job of making sure that happens, because I think him having Cam around, honestly, after hearing Cam talk about this situation and how to move, I'm of the opinion his brother should have been sitting next to him, or his grandmother at the Heisman. All of these other awards, if his brother in high school, he can't go, oh, okay, I get it. But when he went to New Orleans Super Bowl, it's the weekend, his brother should have been there. I feel like because your brother plays the sport, all of these things that, you have the opportunity. Like, why he don't live in Boulder with you and he finished school up there? Oh, what am I thinking? You don't even live by yourself. You got other people living in your house. What did Cam Newton say? Who's living with you, Travis? You see what I'm saying? Who's going to be living with you? It should be his brother. That's really how I feel. Every time I see you, I should see him, because he's learning from you. That is the benefit of him being your little brother. And the Adidas deal came after the mess, after the threats to the YouTuber. I was like, okay, either you losing your mind or you letting somebody use your good name to threaten people that are telling the truth. That's what was the crazy part was. It was factual information, and it proved that he didn't get the truth, but he didn't want to hear it. So he just cut everybody off, start threatening people. You can't do that. That's why that locker room gonna be in shambles. If she come up there dressed like she was in Coach Prime season 3, episode 5, that locker room gonna be in shambles. And what did Cam Newton say about the way some of them women come up there? Well, he said it. He said it. They stopped doing what they doing. They asked, who is that? Who's the baddie up here in the black dress? Oh, that's Rook Girl. And they didn't even care. Didn't even care. Didn't even care. Coach Prime tried to tell him. Coach, that's what people like, trying to get on Coach Prime about this. We like, look, Coach Prime tried. He tried. And I know his feelings probably was hurt a little bit when dude kind of cut him off, because that's really what it is. That's what it is. Well, that's why when they were, Shador and Travis were supposed to room together at the combine, I was like, okay, okay. And I don't know if it happened or not. And then when I hear, that Travis is like, yeah, they trying to tear Shador down, I did have to ask, is this a self-serving move? I did. I had to ask. Because when you see somebody cutting everybody off and your family saying stuff about them, something has been said that should have never been said, and you're moving in such a manner that it shows that you use people to get what you want, then you move on. And it's the wrong people. It's the wrong people. So, So and that could be the favor. I said at the Heisman, okay, why is Lil Wayne a surprise for Travis? And people said, oh, because of Coach Prime. I said Coach Prime had nothing to do with that. I said that was obvious. I'm like, no, because the look on her face, it was kind of like weird. And I was like, and then she was ready to go at the other thing because he was in town. So it wouldn't surprise me if she's like, I want to become an agent, and I don't know. I don't know. All I know is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was married to his business partner, and they not married no more. All of the big movies he's been in, she's like the director, the producer, this, that, and the other. But they were married, but obviously they still friends. I feel like her name is Danny Garcia, and it seems like they're better business partners than they were like spouses. So it can happen. It can happen. But see, the difference is I don't think anybody has ever accused Danny Garcia, if that's her name, of using or manipulating or trying to gold dig The Rock. That has never been said. It's just like they got married, it didn't work out, but they was already business partners, so they maintained that business partnerships because it's fruitful. Preston Hodge is still there. He said he has unfinished business. Good. All right. I was looking for him. Everybody's already talking about. Thank you for that, Melanie. Welcome. Everybody's talking about how DJ McKinney is a lock for to be drafted next year. So I'm thinking maybe Preston Hodge and DJ McKinney will be in the same draft class. So since he came back and essentially said he has unfinished business, I think next year is his last year. Okay, y'all. So we have memberships. I'm letting y'all know. You see it going across the bottom of the screen. Anytime you see the button that says join, click it. It doesn't commit you to anything. It shows you the membership levels and what the perks are. So check it out and choose your level. I don't think anything's over $10. And thank you. I'm going live this weekend on location to a sporting event. Thank you to 400 Circle Media and Sweet Caroline who have sent me coins because I will be traveling, and I really want to be able to do this and go live on location at a sporting event and maybe get some interviews kind of like we did in New Orleans, and bring that back to the podcast family. So that's where I'll be this weekend. Hopefully the weather's nice, and I'm not going to tell y'all what it is until I get there and you see live. Make sure your notifications are on. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And for everybody, hit the like button. Even if you're on the way out, make sure you hit the like button on the way out. There are 34 of us live, and I appreciate that. That's called peak concurrent users in a live stream, and that's kind of a lot for me, so I thank you. Please make sure there are 34 likes. Thank you so much. Typically, y'all get it done. Every now and then, somebody forget. 34 likes, so YouTube can keep looking out for you, girl. All right. So let's see here. Checking out the comments. It says, I tried to tune in later. About to leave work. Okay, Lisa, thank you. Byron will be teaching the QB. Okay. Oh, 22. There you go. I was talking about you earlier. Okay. So Byron Leftwich will be teaching the QB. Sweet Caroline said, I don't know what to tell you. Yes, that is the answer. Kiel said it's going to be outstanding. Byron knows football. He's a good offensive coordinator. He's going to be a great asset. Perfect. Because people have been saying, I know since about the end of year one, that they thought Byron Leftwich would be the OC. I thought he was at UCLA. I guess I must have him confused with somebody else. And it seems like he's now, hired, part of the Buff family. So I'm excited. And, this should set up Caden to be drafted next year. I told y'all I think Caden could bring the Heisman back. I cannot wait until the spring game. Now, y'all know that it seems that Syracuse say they could be there for 3 days, but we don't know how far into the process the approval is, if it's really going to happen. People are saying it's speculative. Thank you, Gracie. Gracie told me on Coach Prime's show when he was in Mexico City that he said he wanted the spring game to be competitive. So he put it out there, and it seems like what's his name? Fran Brown responded, but he knew they could be there 3 days. So I think maybe this is me hoping that this is going down because it needs to happen. fans of both teams, CU as well as Syracuse, was like, you don't want that smoke. Somebody came to me under the video that we from our live stream and said, y'all ready for that Syracuse smoke? And they put up the orange, and I said, yep. I'm telling you, this will be great. It's just as innovative as the Big 12 having its own pro day. And that's why I hope it happens. I'm excited about it. That's exciting to have a competitive pro day. People have been, competitive spring game. People have been saying that they had this how it goes in high school. They said college probably is the only place it hasn't happened yet, but that they believe with the NCAA rules, the way they are set up, that it could happen. And another university threw their name into the hat, my alma mater from Texas, Prairie View A&M University, said their coach is Tremaine Jackson. He said, hey, if y'all looking for some competition, Prairie View would love to be it. I didn't get much traction on that end. It's an HBCU, but Coach Prime actually coached at an HBCU. So I don't know if it's going to happen or not with Syracuse, but I think we all are hoping. We all are hoping, but it was nice to hear Prairie View say, hey, we don't mind. And I think what the coach said was, hey, Coach Prime, I ain't hard to find if you're really looking for some competition. So that would be cool, just to have it be competitive, whether it's Syracuse, which I hope, or, I don't know, maybe Prairie View. It's an HBCU, so I don't know if it could happen or not. But I just like the fact that other schools do seem interested in having it take place. And I'm looking forward to something competitive. So, and then we get to see Juju, and we get to see Caden, and we get to see Ryan Style. We can't forget about Ryan. He, in my opinion, for him to stay, I think it says a lot about him, because he could have hopped in the portal, but he's still there. And I thought there were 2 other people on the roster, but I haven't seen them. So maybe they got out of there. I don't know. Prime talks his players. Prime told his players, someone always listening. Yeah, somebody always listening. And a great quarterback coach while he's going to be calling plays and helping the offensive coordinator. So, okay, how does that work then? And did we have a quarterback coach last year? Because if you have an OC, how does the quarterback coach call the play? Does it know what the offensive coordinator's calling? I don't understand that. I don't get that. And I didn't know if we had a QB coach last year. Somebody let me know. I'm really kind of confused about this. I like it because I know quarterback coaches are a thing in the NFL. But I don't understand how they call plays if the OC is calling the play. I don't know. Maybe this is where I'm green and somebody have to educate me. Who was that? Lisa? Oh, okay. It says, selfish, once I heard him say that his parents gonna still have to work. What? No, I didn't hear that. Oh, that's crazy. That T. Higgins thing actually is realer than I thought. Wow. T. Higgins told his mom after he signed his contract, his offer from the Cincinnati Bengals, he said, Mom, I did all of this for us. He said, you don't have to worry about anything else. And I told somebody that's what Travis should have did. That's crazy to say your family still have to work. That's nuts. I ain't saying, the neighbor down the street or somebody you hadn't seen since you was 2, but your mom and your dad should never have to work. And if you could cry about your dad at the Heisman ceremony, he means a lot to you. And you would think either you want to hire him to do something, maybe be your driver or something, or something, just want your family working like that. It just seems like, even though you could say he's not thinking for himself, he's still making decisions. And we all have choices. And there are hard lessons to learn about being selfish and being stubborn. Those are 2 very expensive, costly, and deadly lessons. He has Sherry, Shiloh, Jimmy, LaJonte to worry about, not Travis, right? And he does. Coach Prime, I didn't know Coach Prime is actually, he calls a couple of grown people call him Pops. 2 Chainz the rapper and a football player named Pac-Man Jones. I watched him on Coach Prime's show. I Got Time Today. And then I obviously had to Google him because I don't know who this is. And yeah. his story is dynamic. That's the term. And Coach Prime has had to try to help him, talk him down off the ledge. And these are words that the guy Pac-Man Jones used. Coach Prime has had to talk him off the ledge several times, not literally, figuratively. But it wouldn't surprise me if it was literally. But I think he meant figuratively. And this guy is married. And the question that I think the co-host Roxy asked the guy Pac-Man Jones was like, what women, since it's Women's History Month, are influential in your life? And he was naming, people like his mom or something like that, maybe his grandmama. And Coach Prime leaned in. He said, I think you forgetting somebody. He's married. He's somebody's wife. And he was like, yeah, my wife, Coach Prime said, let me say it for him. His wife is a ride or die. She's going to be right there. She been right here through all of this. Coach Prime didn't mince his words about this guy and how he had behaved in his life previously. And I hope that's all in the past. But go watch it. I got time today. Pac-Man Jones is the episode, and it's wow. And he calls Coach Prime Pops. I was thinking to myself, Coach Prime got a lot of kids. He says he adopts these kids. That's what he says. So 2 Chainz was at CU, called him Pops. I was like, did 2 Chainz call Coach Prime Pops? I was like, I think he did. So all of these men, Yellow Bees is always up there. All of these guys, these men, Young Dolph used to be, at Jackson State. They look up to Coach Prime. They look up to him, and I think they all have his number, and he try to keep them all on the straight and narrow. See what I just said? Did you just hear what I just said? 2 Chainz, Young Dolph, who has passed on, but 2 Chainz, Pac-Man Jones. I think both of those guys live in Atlanta. See, the thing about this situation is some people think they smart than everybody else. Just because you can fool one person on me, you can fool anybody else. But did you hear me say how so many guys in the rap industry call him Pops? Remember that. That means you'll never know who gonna see you. You can't think you could slide into Atlanta, slide to Tennessee, that, I could do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. And that's probably how it's going to end up coming out. Coach Prime probably going to be the one to get the call. Man, I think I saw it. It would not surprise me, because that is exactly what happened to Xavier Worthy. Now, Xavier Worthy don't have a Coach Prime in his life, because if he did, them other guys would have been out there looking out for him. He wouldn't have had to hire a private detective. When you Coach Prime and everybody know you and y'all know each other, like Shady McCoy goes up there. Y'all see all of those people who at the game. Cameron even went to UNLV with Shador and Cam. All of these guys are rappers. Lil Wayne is also a rapper. So is this other little guy with the tattoo finger, the naughty dude. And that's how people who think they smarter than everybody get caught up. Because just because you at camp, all these other guys ain't at camp that call Coach Prime Pops. So, it's one of those things, and it wouldn't surprise me. That's why I say that Xavier Worthy thing was like a foreshadowing a little bit for Travis. It was. So we shall see. All right, let's see. How long we been on here? We've been on here for 2 hours and 9 minutes. All right, y'all. So we're going to get ready to wrap it up. Y'all have some great conversations going on in the chat. I'm going to try to read a few more of these comments, and we're going to get out of here. We will be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock with more probably breaking news. Since the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, and they said Cameron Silver Craig, which I guess is the secondary, is working out for Pro Day tomorrow. Stay tuned. I'm going to be tapped into that, making sure that I know what's going on with our guys. They said Shador is supposed to be somewhere throwing to the receivers, and they said Coach Prime was supposed to be there. So I'm definitely going to be watching what's going on with Pro Day, because I did pay the NFL $14 last month. So I don't think it's expired yet, and I'm probably going to watch it. If not, I think you can watch it on Paramount Plus. So if you have the Paramount Plus app, you are already connected. You can go ahead on and watch Pro Day as well. All right, y'all, we're going to get out of here. The spring game is going to be lit. Nice to see two black coaches doing their thing. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Lord. I hope not. I hope not, Gracie. About the houses, I hope that's not the case. Who is that? I'm welcoming everybody. Greasy, welcome, 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 welcome. I believe he's coming to help with play calling. Okay, you talking about Leftwich. Shermer play calling is outdated. I did hear people say that last year. I did hear people say they felt like, what I thought was we needed more creative play calling. Like we had a trick play every now and then. Who remembers in year one, I think, when Shador threw the ball to Jimmy and Jimmy threw the ball in the end zone to somebody? Anybody remember that? Like, we should have had more of that. And like when we played Kansas State, they had trick plays. And I was like, man, we need stuff like that. So I see what y'all are saying now. It's supposed to basically try to elevate the play calling. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Kiel said they create the play and they send it down to the offensive coordinator on this play sheet. Okay, thank you for that. I didn't understand that. Okay, 22 said no, Colorado didn't have a QB coach last year, but I do think Byron is there to be the future offensive coordinator. Oh, really? Interesting. You think Shermer going somewhere? Good night, Gracie. Good night. Good night. See you tomorrow, or see you when I see you. Thank you so much for holding it down. I got to get my 8 hours of sleep. Okay. All right. So, all right, y'all. I guess I got through all the comments. We're going to get out of here. Everybody, thank you. We made it to 34, 35. Please make sure to hit the like button. And if you see the live stream afterwards, come back and engage in conversation in the comments because it's there. And you can always go back through the live replay of the live chat comments, but you can also leave comments after the live is posted. All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. This was awesome. This is our motto when things go down, and we already told you what she said. I don't know what to tell you. All right, y'all. I'm going to say good night, and we're going to see y'all later. All right. See you tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for watching What She Said.